Here's the way to hit 'em. John Henry was a steel driving man. Yes, he went down. Well, he went down. You know, I really heard the first thing I got was John Henry's hammer.
Hi there. The clip you just watched was a portion of Spike Driver Blues by Mississippi John Hurt. It's quite a hypnotic piece, and the syncopation and the thumb work is quite appealing. Incredibly, while I was putting this thing down on tablature, I realised that John Hurt made this whole song with just one chord. Now he changes the basic G chord into a G7 chord, and also he uses his fingers on the middle strings to change the flavour, but basically he just keeps one chord. He uses a basic G chord, sometimes he uses G7, he uses this chord, and he moves his ring finger across at various times in this shape. Normally I make the G chord in this way, which is something that I've done for many years. When you play it in this configuration, you can make a G7 shape and free your little finger to move around. Inevitably, when I'm playing a song such as this, I use this shape that I always do, that I always know, and I change over to the G7 shape and move my fingers. But it would be much easier if you could keep this configuration. One of the things you'll notice from the previous clip is how flexible John Hurt's fingers were. He uses two fingers and a thumb without any finger picks, which is not unusual for ragtime pickers. People like Blind Blake, Willie Walker, they use two fingers, and this is necessary to make those fast triplets. Now John Hurt doesn't play too quickly, but he uses those two fingers to great effect. But you'll notice that he stabilises his hand by holding his finger on the soundboard. The incredible thing is that he doesn't move these fingers at all, and his two picking fingers move quite independently. They're very flexible. Now this presents quite a problem for some modern guitarists, and me in particular, because my two fingers are not flexible. They don't like to work independently. When I use the second finger, it generally follows on quickly from my first finger, so I need to control it. My problem is that I have to lift my hand from the soundboard. Now if you have to do the same thing to use two fingers, then you'll find that it gives you a stability problem. Now what I do in this case is to hold the heel of my hand on the bridge, so that most of the time I can hold my finger on the soundboard when I'm just picking with one finger, and when I use two I inevitably lift my hand away, but I have the heel of my palm on the bridge, which helps to stabilise the feel. Nevertheless, when you're using this technique and you don't have that flexibility, you have to be very careful with the timing so that you don't change the flavour. This is what my style looks like in close-up. Take a look at my right hand. I normally keep the palm of my hand very close to the strings anyway, and you can see I anchor my hand on the soundboard, but when I use the second finger, the hand does lift off. if you have the same technique, then just take care with your damping and with your timing. You'll notice that John Hurt uses two structures in his alternating bass pattern. Sometimes he'll alternate in this way, and then sometimes he'll alternate between three bass notes. We need to take this at quite a slow pace so that we can try and keep this rhythm going. You can hear that because I have to lift my hand away and concentrate on the timing for my finger work, that sometimes my thumb is a little heavy on the bass notes. It helps if you try to damp with the heel of your palm to try and lessen that effect. Now let's take a look at the detail tablature. You'll see my right hand and left hand in close-up. Take it easy, nice and slow. Good luck. Here's the first section. We've learned how to play the basic form of Spike Driver blues, but if you listen closely, as is often the case, you can hear something a little bit different. It sounds a little bit different from when John Hurt plays it, because he's putting some extra syncopation in there on the bass notes that we haven't done yet. So let's explore this, and I'll show you what I think that John Hurt does now and again with his forefinger. So instead of playing an alternating bass in this way, he'll use his forefinger to make that a double beat now and again. So let's take a look at the tablature again, and starting on the third phrase, the third section of the tablature, we'll start to introduce this finger stroke, so watch out for that. This will increase the syncopation and make the song a little bit more authentic and interesting. Let's take a look.